All right, y'all. I just finished watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, and I have thoughts. Actually, I have notes, because now that season 17 is over, it's time to do some performance evaluations. Who deserves another peach? Who needs to be demoted to friend of? And who needs to pack up their wigs, their confessionals, their manufactured storylines, and get the fuck on? Now, before we get started, understand something about me. I do not give a fuck about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Potomac, whatever. New York, Delaware, Real Housewives of Anchorage, Alaska, I don't care. I am invested in Atlanta. I'm from Georgia. I spent more than a decade of my life in Atlanta, so this franchise means something different to me. So these are my completely unsolicited, highly opinionated, potentially inappropriate recommendations for season 18 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's start handing out some peaches. All right, Pinky Cole, verdict, no peach. Let me start by saying this. I like Pinky Cole. I actually enjoy getting to see another side of her this season, because before Housewives, most of us primarily knew Pinky as this successful entrepreneur, business mogul, restaurateur, this very polished businesswoman. So it was interesting getting to see more of her personality, you know what I mean? But I don't think Real Housewives of Atlanta is the right long-term platform for her. To me, Pinky is giving Kim Fields. And I don't mean that as an insult, because Kim Fields was just a horrible, she was a horrible housewife. I'm sorry, I love Kim Fields, but as a housewife, she just did not fit with that group. So when I compare her to Kim Fields, I don't mean that as an insult. Sometimes you come on Housewives for just one season. We learn a little bit more about you, you collect your check, you increase your visibility a bit, and then you get the hell out of there before Bravo starts dismantling your entire public image. Because that's my concern with Pinky. It's not that she can't do television. Clearly she understands television. It's that I think continuing on this show could eventually become detrimental to her business brand and even her overall likability. And I like Pinky too much to watch Bravo slowly destroy her brand. So Pinky, thank you for your service. You did your season. You looked cute. You gave us some personality. Now take your businesses and get the fuck away from these women before somebody has you throwing champagne at a slutty vegan grand opening. Peach, not renewed. Cynthia Bailey, verdict, friend of. So Cynthia Bailey has finally found the job she was always meant to have on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Friend of. And I mean that with love. Cynthia's life is peaceful now. She's got her businesses, she's got her relationship or whatever, she's living her life. And at this stage of her life, I don't need Cynthia manufacturing marital problems, just because Bravo needs a storyline. That woman has been through enough. Cynthia doesn't need a peach. She needs to come around every few episodes or so, looking beautiful, looking fabulous, drinking some wine, give somebody some advice, stir a little light shit, collect her Bravo check, and then go home to her peaceful life. That's the perfect arrangement. She gets exposure, she gets relevance, she gets a check, and she doesn't have to blow up her entire world for the sake of television. Plus, Cynthia gives longtime Real Housewives of Atlanta viewers like me something we desperately need right now: familiarity. Because after losing so many of the legacy housewives, especially our beloved NeNe, sometimes I need somebody on my screen who reminds me that I'm still watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Cynthia, keep the friend of contract. Don't let them trick you into taking a peach back. Friend of renewed. Shamea Morton, verdict, she needs to bow out. I like Shamea, let me say that first, but I don't like this platform for Shamea. I don't think this particular show with this particular group of women is good for where she appears to be in life. She's trying to expand her family. She's married. She has a husband. She actually has a husband who, from what I can see, doesn't exactly seem excited about her being part of this housewives circus. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, Shamea, whatever Bravo is paying you, is it really worth putting your marriage on the line, your family, your peace of mind, your mental health through all this? Because I don't think Bravo is invested enough in building Shamea into some massive standalone housewife brand just to justify the cost. Her biggest anchor to this franchise was Porsha. That friendship is gone. And from everything we saw this season, it's damn sure gone. I mean, there's no coming back from that. So what's the long-term play here? Who is Shamea really anchored to now? And before somebody says Kelli, no, that's not enough. I think if Shamea gets offered another peach, which I really don't think is going to happen, but if she's offered another peach, I really think she should respectfully decline. Because sometimes the best career decision is knowing when the opportunity is no longer serving your actual life. She needs to focus on her family, protect her marriage, protect her peace, and just find another way to stay connected to the culture. Because I don't think this particular machine is for her. I don't see it for her. Peach declined. Drew Sidora. Verdict, get the fuck on. Okay, Drew Sidora. Let me just be honest. I don't like Drew Sidora. I don't. I have tried season after season. I've tried to understand why they keep bringing this woman back. And every year I arrive at the same conclusion. I don't fucking know. We've maxed out the divorce. We've heard all about Ralph. We've watched the marriage implode. We know about the Tubi movies. We've heard the Apple Music singles. What else is there? And one of my biggest problems with Drew is that she comes across as profoundly inauthentic. She's been acting for so long, sometimes I feel like she doesn't know when the scene has ended. Even during arguments on the show, Drew does this thing that drives me absolutely fucking crazy. She'll throw the stone, right? And then when you react to being hit by the stone, suddenly she's standing there all calm like, I don't understand why you're so upset. Bitch, you threw the fucking stone. And now you're looking around like somebody randomly became irrational or comes across crazy? No, that's why she comes across like a gaslighter to me. She provokes people, she pokes, she throws the rock, and then she hides her hand and then acts all confused when somebody comes across the table at her ass. And beyond all that, I just don't think she has enough storyline left to justify another peach. And if Bravo wants a professional bone collector, then just call Sheree Whitfield. At least bring back the original, because I would rather see Sheree collecting bones than another season of Drew and her bullshit collecting wigs and bones and poking at people. We have seen 17 different hairstyles. I still don't know what Drew's actual hair looks like. New body, new wig, same storyline. I'm done. Not a peach, not a friend of, not somebody's cousin who happens to be sitting at the next table, nothing. Drew, thank you for your service. Exit stage left. Angela Oakley, verdict, renew that peach. Now, this is where the casting got something right. Angela Oakley is damn near the perfect new housewife. Because first of all, you got the NBA husband, and based on what we can see on TV, the chemistry between these two is giving, we've already discussed divorced and decided it sounds exhausting. Watching Angela and her husband together sometimes makes me uncomfortable because I keep waiting for one of them to show some affection, right? Anything, a hand, a smile, a hug, a meaningful glance, blink twice if you still like her. But beyond the marriage, Angela still understands what this job is about. She knows the assignment. She understands that if there isn't enough drama, you create some. You dig, you poke, you investigate. Sometimes you may even run into the scene with some information that you know damn well you can't substantiate. But Angela gets it. She understands we got a TV show to make. And what I also appreciate about her is that when she's caught reaching, she can sometimes come back down to earth and basically say, yeah, that was some bullshit. And that's what I respect about her. She isn't always so invested in her bullshit that she becomes completely delusional. She even took the whole sweaty situation about her sweating out her wig, and she turned that into a business opportunity with the fans that she has or whatever. That woman said, okay, y'all think I sweat too much? Let me monetize that shit. Now, that's a housewife. Is Angela annoying sometimes? Yes, absolutely. But unfortunately for me, she's entertaining enough to justify it. Peach renewed. Phaedra Parks, verdict, friend of, and be grateful. Phaedra Parks, a friend to nobody. Now, listen, I completely understand why Bravo brought Phaedra back. This franchise has been trying to find its footing without NeNe for years. And season 17, to me, was one of the better attempts at finally getting the car back on the road. But my issue with Phaedra is very simple. Phaedra is giving friend of access while holding a full peach. And that's not correct. Phaedra likes the cameras. She likes the glamour. She likes the attention. She just doesn't like y'all in her fucking business. And that, for me, is the problem. Phaedra, we know you like to date. We know there are men in your life. Who are these men? Who are you seeing? Who are you fucking? What the fuck is going on? You have approximately 79 to 100 businesses. Show us one of them. You can't have full peach benefits while giving us friend of information. You just can't. You're serving us appetizers and charging Bravo for the whole entree. Meanwhile, other housewives are letting us watch their marriages collapse in 4K and all types of other shit going on, bankruptcies. And then Phaedra's like, here's my outfit. No, ma'am. I love Phaedra on the show. She's funny. She's polished. She adds something. But if you're going to keep your personal life that guarded, friend of is the correct position. And she shouldn't look at that as an insult. Take the money. Take the exposure. Promote business number 63. Come around and read a bitch every now and then go home. Phaedra stays, but that peach needs to be on layaway. Porsha Williams, verdict. The queen keeps her peach. Porsha Williams, Porsha Gobadia, Porsha Stewart, whatever the last name we're using this week, full stop. Porsha comes back. Porsha is currently the queen of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She has earned that position. Because unlike some people, Porsha lets you all the way in. Marriages, divorces, dating, friendships, enemies, embarrassment, rumors, mess. Porsha is very giving. And that is what makes great reality television. Now, people have called this woman dumb for years. Dumb where? Because when it comes to television and business, Porsha understands exactly what she's doing. She understands the assignment, the syllabus, the grading rubric, and the extra credit. She understands when to give. She understands when to pull back. She understands branding. She understands merchandising. She understands how to be the butt of a joke and still come back the next episode. And she knows everybody is coming for her because she's in that queen seat right now. Now, I hate what happened between her and Shamea. I really hated to see that. But I also kind of suspect that that friendship had been deteriorating privately long before any of us got involved, long before we saw how it fell apart publicly. Sometimes friendships have a season. A lot of times friendships have a season. And sometimes we keep those friendships alive long after the actual friendship has died because the relationship still serves some other purpose. You know what I mean? But that's another video. This is Porsha's moment. And yes, Porsha can wear the crown for now, because I want to make something very clear. There is only one queen of the Real Housewives of Atlanta in my heart, and her name is NeNe Leakes. Porsha can keep the throne warm. She can do that. But if NeNe ever walks back through that door, we're going to have to revisit the seating chart, okay? So Porsha, you keep your peach, honey. You've earned it. You're queen for now. Kelli Potter, verdict. Give that woman her peach. Now, Kelli Potter. Kelli understood that housewives is a job. Kelli looked at her situation and apparently said, my personal life is complicated. I can't show everything, but I need this Bravo check. And I am not getting one of those thank you, but no thank you emails next season. No. So Kelli did what Kelli needed to do. She looked around, she saw who the queen was, and she said, fuck it. I'll poke the bear. And she poked that motherfucker all season long. Filming, she poked. Confessionals, she poked. Interviews, she poked. Blogs, she poked. Reunions, she poked. Kelli did not let up on that bitch at all. and while maintaining her friendship with Porsha's ex-best friend, Shamea. So Kelli knew exactly what the hell she was doing, and I genuinely believe that as irritated as Porsha had to have been with Kelli, and probably still is, Porsha also understood that this woman is fighting for her peach. And they created some good TV. That Scotland scene where that wine glass was in Kelli's hand, it was a damn near about to be in Porsha's face, that was TV gold. Kelli said, if bothering Porsha is what keeps me employed, then this bitch is about to be bothered every episode. And I respect the commitment. Kelli understood the assignment, completed the assignment, submitted it early. She did all the extra credit. Give that woman her peach. K. Michelle, verdict, bring your crazy ass back. And last but absolutely not least, K. Michelle, baby, please come back. You started so much shit this season that honestly, without her, this season would have been a no for me. K. Michelle brought confusion. She brought chaos, suspense, drama, questions, more questions, and occasionally answers that somehow created additional questions. She earned whatever Bravo was paying her. The whole plot and plan storyline, that alone lasted for 47 years. We still don't know who was behind the plot or who planned it. And at this point, I don't even care. I'm just impressed that she was able to keep that shit alive for an entire season. Bravo. Pun intended. Bravo. And K. Michelle, she has so many different things going on right now that it's always something to discuss with her. Her marriage, her relationships, all the rumors, her medical journey, her career, country music, her ever-evolving personality, and yes, all the foolishness surrounding her husband's now infamous scrub situation with his dick print. There's content there. Plenty. And unlike with Sidora, K. Michelle actually fits this cast. I didn't watch all of her other reality shows, R&B Housewives or whatever. I didn't watch that. But on Atlanta, I love her. She brings exactly the kind of unpredictable energy this show needs right now. So, K. Michelle, job well done. You understood the assignment. You caused enough confusion for approximately 3 more seasons. Peach renewed. Bring your crazy ass back. Final verdict. Okay, so if I were sitting in the Bravo executive offices handing out contracts for season 18, here's what we'll be doing. Pinky Cole, no peach. Great one-season addition. Protect your brand and move on. Cynthia Bailey, friend of. Come around, look beautiful, give advice, collect your check, and go back home to your peaceful life. Shamea Morton, bow out. Protect your family, protect your marriage, protect your peace. Sidora, gone. Peach revoked. Friend contract denied. Clean out your dressing room. Angela Oakley, peach renewed. Annoying enough to irritate me, but entertaining enough to overcome it. Phaedra Parks, friend of. Friend of access gets you friend of compensation, honey. Porsha Williams, peach renewed, queen. At least until NeNe comes back. Kelli Potter, peach renewed. She understood the assignment, completed it, and did extra credit. K. Michelle, peach renewed. Brought the chaos, brought the country music, brought all 37 personalities, and we need them all. And Bravo, I'll say this one more time. Call NeNe, fix it, apologize, write whatever check needs to be written. Because here's the thing that nobody's going to tell you but me. Y'all need NeNe Leakes more than NeNe Leakes needs y'all. There, I just said it. So those are my completely unsolicited season 18 recommendations. Now I want to hear from y'all. Who deserves a peach? Who deserves to be friend of? And who needs to get the fuck off our television? Drop your season 18 cast below. And if you enjoyed these shenanigans and foolishness, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Dr. Andre Unfiltered. And turn on your notifications because apparently we're getting messy again. Not every damn day can be an audiobook, okay? Sometimes we need a little foolishness. I'll see y'all in the next one.